I posted a YouTube short every day for the past 30 days, and it gave my channel a facelift. Look. Here. So 21.2 million views, 75,000 watch hours, 12,000 subscribers. And then what everybody is here for or curious about is how much money that YouTube Shorts pays for 21.2 million views. And I know this because this is every single question that I got about how much YouTube pays me over and over and over. How much does YouTube pay you? How much do you earn? How much does bro earn? Like, God dang, I thought I was a pocket watcher here. But because everybody asked for it, I did want to spark a stream to go through and let you know exactly how much I earned from posting YouTube Shorts for 30 days. But not only that, I wanted to break down a handful of shorts to give you exactly how much one short pays and the RPM, which stands for revenue per thousand views. So you could have a better understanding of how YouTube Shorts pay if you're trying to make money on YouTube yourself, or if you're just curious about how it works. So in this stream, I'm going to go through 10 specific shorts that I selected, anywhere from 10,000 views to 5 million views, to show you the analytics inside of that particular short. And then by the end of the stream, I'll give you the grand total of how much that I made for 21.2 million views to give you a better idea of how it works. So before I get into that, I did want to go through some housekeeping items first off. Just in case you're not aware, if you are somebody who's interested in YouTube or you're a creator yourself right now, I don't want you to think that you can just hop on, create an account, and then start uploading and you're going to get paid. Obviously, there are some requirements that YouTube has. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, or 10 million shorts views within a 90-day period to get accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. And then at that point, you can monetize your content. So I wanted to cover that first. Another housekeeping item is I did a couple days ago post that I would be going live to share exactly how much I make. And I wanted to get some predictions from people of how much 20 million views would pay, just to see how many people understood how YouTube Shorts pay. The numbers are kind of all over the board. So you have some people saying 6,000, 5,500. I didn't put it in here, but I think somebody said like 50K, which is insane. If I would have made 50K, I wouldn't be running this live stream right now. But since the numbers are all over the board, I think that I'd be able to teach you a little bit more about how YouTube Shorts pay. So that's another item that I wanted to cover real quick. And then lastly, if you're here in the live stream, if you want to unlock a bonus Q&A, it'll be 30 minutes where you can ask me whatever questions you want to. I can dive into my YouTube analytics. I can give you more information about how I was able to get some of my shorts to go viral, all that stuff. There is a dono bar here. So collectively, anybody in the stream, any super chats that come through, those will be prioritized. So I read every super chat. And if collectively we fill up the dono bar, then at that point, that will unlock a 30-minute bonus Q&A as well. So that is pretty much everything that I want to go over. Let me see. Okay, boom. All right, so we're going to get into it. Now, I wanted to make this somewhat interactive. So I'm going to go through the 10 shorts that I selected. And if you want to leave any predictions on how much that particular short made, then you can do that. And I'll be explaining some things about the analytics as we go through all of these shorts as well. So the very first one, I posted this short, I want to say it was February 3rd. And as you can see, it got 18.5K views. So if you want to leave any predictions on what you think 18,000 views for a short makes, you can do that now. This is the actual short. I'll kind of let it run in the background while you put any of your predictions in. And so I actually don't even know how many likes it got. It only got a couple comments. This was my very first short that I posted. that I intentionally edited myself and made specifically for YouTube Shorts. So when I did it, I didn't really know what to expect. And for it to get 18,000 views was pretty good for my standard of what I've seen. So let's go back here really quick. All right. So this short, the RPM, which is right here, which again stands for revenue per milli or revenue per thousand views. This one was higher than I've typically seen. 29 cents is actually more on the high end when it comes to RPM for YouTube Shorts. I generally see somewhere around maybe like 15, 16 cents, but this one had a higher RPM. One of the things that I wanted to explain about YouTube Shorts as well, when it comes to the pay, as you can see, the overall views for this short were 18,500. But the way that YouTube pays you for your shorts, they pay it based off of what they call engaged views. Now, since I posted for 30 days, I noticed that the engaged views were generally half of the total views. This is 9,200. The total views are 18,500. Since I only get paid on the 9,200 engaged views, then I'm getting 29 cents for every 1,000 views. It's going to be based off the 9,200. Now, this is something that YouTube rolled out, I want to say about a year ago. I don't know exactly why. I'm not even sure what an engaged view means, but I think it's more for their end on how they wanted to classify the revenue split. But again, I have no idea. So we're going to move down here. I also wanted to talk about some of the things that I noticed in my analytics that actually impact the RPM, whether it's higher or lower. Now, one of the main things that I saw was the geographies. Depending on the audience that the short reaches, it can be higher or lower. The countries that I see to be the highest paying is going to be United States, the UK, Canada, and then some other countries where I noticed it seemed to be a little bit lower was if there was a wide audience in India or the Philippines or something like that. And I think it's really just based off of who consumes more. In the United States, we consume quite a bit. So I think advertisers look to spend more money. Therefore, you get paid more on your end as a creator for any of your content. So with that being said, for the first short that I made, I got a whopping $2.68. Again, that's based off of, it's 29 cents. Multiply that by 9 because I had 9,000 engaged views or 9,200 engaged views. So that's how I got the $2.68 for this particular short. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. All right. Now, this particular short, I got 100,000 views on. So if you want to leave your predictions, this is a short that I did on Dude Perfect. I never actually watched any of their content prior to making this short, but when I went in to grab the B-roll clips for this video, they make some pretty amazing content. So it got 10,000 likes. It was pretty high engagement, 185 comments. And yeah, leave your predictions. If you'd like to, if you're watching this replay, you can drop your prediction in the comments and let's see what this paid. All right, so going into the analytics here, so you can see the revenue per 1,000 views that I got on this video is 23 cents. And then yet again, when it comes to what YouTube Shorts pay you out on, it's going to be about half of the total views. So just to show you again, 109,400, but the actual engaged views are 54,000. That's right about half. So that's what I would get paid off of. Now, the next thing that I wanted to show you, because the RPM's a bit different, is some things that impact that. Now, when it comes to the geographies, so you can see here, you juxtapose this to the last short that I made for Agent. The United States is still the top geography. You can see India is more represented with 16% here. You had the Philippines here as well. So that is the justification for the lower RPM, the 23 cents, as opposed to with agent, it was 29 cents. So I wanted to go over that as well. But the last slide will be, and this is how much, sorry, I'm trying to actually use my Stream Deck. So I made $12.47 off of this short, which got 109,000 views. Again, engaged views, I got paid off of 54,000 of those views at 23 cents per 1,000 views. So that's the second short. Let me go through to, okay. Now this short, I wanted to kind of move it up to somewhere around 250,000 to see around about what that might pay. So I did a short on Moist Critical, and he uploads a pretty insane rate. He's actually shown his YouTube income before, and it was insane. It was something like 35 million over a lifetime of what he's done. But anyway, Moist Critical, 267,000 views. If you want to leave your prediction in the comments, drop them in there. This is the short that I created for him. And again, the engagement was fairly high. There's 13,000 likes, 137 comments. I think there's less comments than what I got for the Dude Perfect. But this short performed fairly well. And as you can see, my shorts generally have a similar template and a similar flow to them. But they were performing well. And as we move forward, we'll see some other shorts that have higher view counts as well. But that's Moist Critical. Now going back to this, let's go into the revenue analytics. Okay, so as you can see, the RPM is quite a bit lower, 17 cents. The previous one was 23, and then before that was 29. So the RPM is getting lower. When it comes to a specific short, you're not going to get paid the same amount for every piece of content that you put out. There's so many different variables and different factors that go into the amount that you receive. And so for this one, again, the engaged views are about half of the total views. So that's what I would get paid out on. And let's see. So the demographics again, the top geography is the US. There was quite a bit of India. Then you have UK, Philippines, and Canada as well. And so that's the main thing that I looked at to see why it was 17 cents as opposed to some of the higher ones that I had before. Now going to the actual payout. So for this short, it was $22.92. Now you might look at that number and say, well, that's not really that much money. I would agree with you, but when it comes to the shorts themselves, it takes me typically about an hour, maybe like 2.5 hours, depends on who I'm covering, to actually make the short itself. So because of that, for almost $23 for a couple hours of putting together a short while I'm either listening to a podcast in the background or doing something like that, it's really not that bad. So that's the third one. Let's see. Going on to the next. Now we're moving up. This one has a little bit over 500,000 views. So I covered Mark Rober. This was, I want to say this was a recommendation from somebody. We're going to cover Mark Rober. He's a pretty massive YouTuber. I think he has over 60 million subs, but the stuff that he does is pretty insane when it comes to engineering. So this particular short, 538,000 views. It got me 458 subscribers. And if you want to leave your predictions, go ahead and drop that in the chat or in the comments. And this is the short that I created for him. It actually wasn't difficult getting B-roll for this dude. He does some insane stuff. All right. Let's look at the analytics here. And also just to let you know, all of these analytics I pulled from my YouTube studio and put it into a PowerPoint, just more for the viewing experience. I don't want anybody to think I'm scamming them. I am going to go into my actual YouTube analytics after we go through all of these shorts, so you can see exactly how much I made, and it breaks down like per day how much I made as well. But I just pulled these and took a screenshot because I wanted to be able to kind of go through it in a way where it'd be more interactive. So again, this is Mark Rober. Let's go into the revenue portion of it. So for this one, you see it's 18 cents here for every 1,000 views. And then the engaged views, 266,000. So we can look into the geographies to see what may have impacted this. It's slightly higher than the last short, but it still is a lot lower than some of the earlier shorts that I showed. So here, again, US is up top at 32% as far as the audience base of who consume this. You have India 18%, then the UK, Canada, and Germany, smaller percentages. So I would say that's the main reason why, based off of all of my research. Now going into the actual amount that this paid. So $48.24 for this short that got over 500,000 views. Now I will say, from when I started this 30-day challenge of posting a YouTube short each day, I did notice a snowball effect of some of the shorts that I was releasing starting to get views a lot earlier from the time that I released them, and a lot more consistently. So I do think when it comes to the consistency of posting YouTube shorts, once YouTube understands the type of content that you're putting out, it can find an audience that that consumes that type of content, enjoys that type of content. And then, you know, like I said, I noticed that my view counts were starting to get a little bit higher, much faster. So that is Mark Rober. The next short. Now, this short was for a Minecraft creator named Wimbu. I never heard of Wimbu before. This was another recommendation. So I covered the channel. And this short got 754,000 views. It netted me 548 subscribers at the time. And this is the short that I made for Wimbu. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard to find B-roll for a gaming creator like this, and it makes sense. So it took me a little while longer to make this video. I remember thinking like I had to go through maybe like 6 or 7 videos to try to find B-roll, but in the end it was worth it. It got 12,000 likes, 186 comments. And so let's go back into the analytics to see the breakdown of how all this worked out. All right, so yet again, if you look at the RPM, it's at 16 cents. So up to this point, this is the lowest that I had seen. And then the engaged views, pretty much split it in half. That's what I get paid off of, the 364,000. And we're going to look into the geographies. Now, for the US, it still is a top geography, consumers of this piece of content, but the number is starting to drop a little bit. And it could be based off of the creator. It could be, you know, because it's Minecraft. I'm not sure. But 21% or 21.5% of the US, 16.7% in India. Then you have a little bit higher percentage in Germany, the UK, and the Philippines. And so the end of the day for Wimbu, this particular short made me $58.45. So again, I think that was well worth it. We're through 5 of 10 of these shorts. So I did want to kind of take a break really quick, see if there are any questions that anybody might have so far when it comes to the revenue. And I want to check this out real quick. 1 second. Okay. All right, boom. Okay. Oh man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just now seeing some of your comments right now. It is not getting pulled into my chat. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. Gas tanks, I'm trying to reach that sub goal. Hold on, let me change. Why is this not coming in here? 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, this is not a good one. Sorry. Let's see. Pop out, pop out. Okay, let me do this really quick so I can get your comments in here. Apologies. Give me a little bit of grace. This is maybe my second time sparking stream, so I hope that it can go smooth, but whew. Okay, chatting. Nope, main. Chatting, yes. 1 second, 1 second. Chat select, properties. What is this? No. YT chat. Sorry guys. Properties. All right, let me put this in here. Okay. All right. I should be able to interact in the comments now. Let's see. Gas tank, you said I'm trying to reach the sub goal. What's your sub count right now? Gas tank, just out of curiosity. Sully, hello. How are you? Appreciate you for joining. We have Ultimate Piston. So that brother loved your videos about moving a random place on a map. Oh, dang. I appreciate you checking out some of the long form content. So what happened to those type of videos? It was amazing. I am going to be going into creating long form videos again, probably within the next week or two. So there will be some content coming out that will be similar to that type of stuff. And I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Big Schnizzle, my boy, what's going on with you, bruh? What's good with it, man? I hate to actually, let me just leave a comment myself. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so this popped in here. Let me see. Okay, there we go. How to take footage from other creators' video without getting copyrighted. Like you use YouTubers' footage. Okay, I'll get into how to get YouTube Shorts. I'll get into some of this stuff really quickly, and then we'll get back into going through the Shorts pay. Let me see if this works. Oh, nice, it worked. Phantom tax. That's hilarious. You said how to take footage from other creators' video without getting copyrighted. Like you use other YouTubers' video footage in your video. How do you do it without any issue? Have you been getting copyrighted? If you've been getting copyrighted, it's likely because the content is not transformative. When I take footage from other creators, I'm essentially just using it, and I'm doing the voice narration over top of it. So I have maybe like 3 or 4 second clips of them, and I'm doing voice narration, and I'm transforming the content itself. So I'm not just pulling a clip from another creator and letting that clip run, and I'm just doing edits over it. I'm transforming the video itself into being something entirely different. So if you're getting copyrighted, it's likely because it's not transformative. But I appreciate the question. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. All right, Legacy, any advice on how to get views for YouTube Shorts? I actually have quite a bit of advice on how to get views on YouTube Shorts. Now, I will say for this particular stream, I won't be covering that information. Another stream that I will be sparking, I will be going into detail about my short strategy and some of the things that I do to try to get a higher engagement rate, to prevent people from swiping off the short, storytelling, all types of things. Now, I can go into that. Now, I will say, again, if you all do fill up collectively the dono bar for an extended 30-minute Q&A, I can go into some of that information. And also, if that gets filled up, then I will spark that other stream where I'll exclusively talk about my strategy on how to get shorts views and some of the things that I've learned. Now, just to let you all know, I'm not an expert when it comes to shorts. I just started posting shorts 30 days ago. And I happened to run a test that was successful. Through that, I've learned a lot just going through the data, but I don't want anybody thinking that I'm like some guru that's going to be able to like give you a magic pill to get more shorts views. But I have learned some things based off the data that I've seen, and I've been somewhat successful thus far. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Can you calculate Sarav Joshi vlog revenue, please? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not taking any requests on like pocket watching somebody, so I will not be doing that. But I appreciate you coming into the stream though, man. I love ball sports. Okay. What's up, boy? How long does it take to research, edit, and post one of your shorts? So for everything in total, for me to go through, well, one of the things is I have a specific format that I've used. If you all have seen the shorts that I've posted, I'm sure that you've seen it's a very similar framework, essentially just changing the subject out. So a lot of my research time has been cut down because I can pretty much spam the same format, or I've been trying to as far as a test. So that takes a lot less time. When it comes to the editing and posting the short itself, the edit, I would say on average takes probably around 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. I appreciate the sub. Maybe around 2.5 hours. And what takes the longest is just finding the B-roll clips, because I want to try to make the short itself engaging, and I want the B-roll to be somewhat action-packed or action-filled. So going through a creator's channel to find B-roll that I think is appropriate for my messaging, that takes the longest part. But I use Premiere Pro, and when I go in there to edit, it doesn't really take that long. But again, I'd say on average from start to finish, it's probably around 2.5 hours. But I appreciate that. That's a good question. All right. I will. Dang, I meant to try to make it kind of vibey in here. Sorry, y'all. Let me get some music going. If y'all have any other questions, I might give it just a few more minutes. I'll be glad to go through any questions that you do have. Let me know if that music is too loud or if it's at a good volume for you. Okay, no questions. Let me see. Let me check something real quick. Oh, I was about to say. Okay. All right, bet. Wait, why does it do that? How did that happen? Oh, okay, there it is. You say can't really hear it? All right, hold on. Let me crank it a bit. Let me crank it. Let me know if that's better. I gotta get my audio volumes right. Appreciate that, Ball Sports. Hey man, I'm gonna be waiting for some of your shorts to come out. Taking the unders, man. I think it could do well. Legacy. A question: how many subscribers were you at before the 30-day test? So my channel was, I took a lot of time off of YouTube on this main channel, and I think I was sitting somewhere around like 34,000 subs, and I was losing subscribers by the day. Like, not joking, I was losing maybe like five or 10 subs every day. And then I relaunched the channel somewhat. I rebranded some things, and then I started posting and started this 30-day challenge. And as you can see, the sub count now, we're approaching 50. So it just has a lot of reach, and that's one of the things I would say shorts are really good for, are discoverability. If you are a creator and you're looking to get some traction, I would look into shorts as a good avenue for that. I would say it's probably not the only avenue. I gotta turn it down because I can't hear myself. But yeah, just to answer your question, I was maybe around 34,000 before I started. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I said, will you stick with this type of content in future, or will you change it? It kind of depends. You know, I've noticed that maybe the past few shorts that I've uploaded have not performed as well. And maybe I have to be patient and it takes some time for them to maybe get some numbers. But I do want to have a little bit more diversity in my portfolio of shorts. So there's a short that I posted yesterday, and it's a completely different format. I'm essentially showing how much I got paid off of a short that I posted before. And that one did 250,000 views since yesterday. So it performed well. So I may integrate that in to try to test things. And I have a couple other ideas of some other things I want to try. But I think I'll stick with this format and this type of content, but I want to add some other things to it as well. Yes, sir. All right, bet. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. I'm going to get back into the last 5 shorts that I have here, and then we're going to go into the grand total, which will be my backdoor into the YouTube analytics and show exactly how much I made for posting shorts for 30 days. So let me open this back up. And all right, bet. Okay, hold on. I got to answer this question because it's hilarious. The story that I have here. 1 second. We're going to get back to it. I just wanted to answer this question because I was thinking about it before I sparked stream. I didn't know if I wanted to tell the story or not, but Legacy asked, what made you come up with this 30-day challenge? It was completely by accident. I started back on YouTube and I did a live stream before I started the 30-day challenge. I did one live stream. The stream really didn't do well. It got maybe a couple hundred views, but that was it. But I was going to spark another live stream after that, but I'm not gonna lie, I got a massive pimple and I did not want to get on camera. So I was like, look, I'm gonna post shorts because my face doesn't have to be in them. And so I posted one short. It was the one with Agent that I showed you earlier. It did okay. So I was like, you know what, I might go ahead and post another short tomorrow because this pimple still hasn't gone away and I don't want to get on cam yet. So then I posted another one. And it took a while for the pimple to go away, but I told myself, I'm just going to keep posting YouTube shorts up until this goes down a little bit so I can get on cam. So I did that. And then I saw somebody on YouTube post a similar video. I think that their title was, I posted YouTube shorts for 30 days in a row, real results. And that video on their channel was the most popular video they had by far. Now, this was a small creator. They maybe had they had less than 100 subscribers before they posted that video. And none of their videos had gotten more than maybe 30 views. Then they posted that, and within a short amount of time, that video got them 4,000 or 5,000 views the last time that I saw it. And they broke that 100 subscriber mark. And so I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and continue posting shorts every day for 30 days. And then I'm going to turn that into content. So I know it's a long-winded story. I could have given you the TLDR, but that's what made me do the challenge, though. All right, let me get into this. I got to get faster at my All right, the next short, 6 of 10. This was Burnt Peanut. This was, I want to say, the second short that I uploaded, and it did numbers, and that's what got me to the point where I was like, I think that I may have something here, so I'm just going to continue testing it and see what happens. So for Burnt Peanut, I don't remember what day. I think it was February 4th that I posted it. And as you can see on the views graph, it started taking off pretty quickly, and it stayed on a pretty steady path uprising until it hit 1.2 million views. So over 1 million views. This is it was actually the second short that I posted. I did one some years ago that got over 1 million, but this is the first one of this format that did over 1 million. It got 175 subscribers. If you want to, go ahead and drop your predictions in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment whatever you think that I made off of this. Let me get to, where is it? Okay, here. Oh, what is this? Okay, here is the short that I made for Burnt Peanut. I'm pretty sure it was a pretty high engagement rate for likes, and then there's 350 comments on it. So as you can see, pretty much the same format. And let's go back and look at some of the analytics here. All right. All right, so inside of the revenue tab, as you can see, this again was a lot higher of an RPM. I got 28 cents for every 1,000 views on this particular short. I'm sure maybe at this point you could understand why when it comes to some of the most important factors, but we'll look at that in a second. The engaged views, again, about half of the total views. So 551,000, that's what I got paid off of. So let's go into the geographies. Now, again, if you notice, this got almost 60% spread in the United States. And then the other countries that are listed here where it had an audience base was the UK, Canada, Germany, Australia. So it really does make a big difference of the reach of your video. Now, there's no way to control where your video reaches exactly. Now, some people will talk about specific things, or they have a specific niche that they talk about that could cater more toward one country versus another. And I know that a lot of shorts creators try to target the US just because it's the highest paying. So that is that's a little bit of backstory around that. So let's go to the next. And here, oh crap, I lost my. So this particular short was $156.64. Again, in my opinion, it took me maybe a couple hours to go through and edit this short for Burnt Peanut, and it performed extremely well. It's still getting views to this day. But with that $156 payout for that, I think is completely worth it. So if you are somebody, like I said, who is looking to get into content creation, YouTube Shorts is an avenue that you can leverage for that, to grow your channel and to earn income as well. So that is that. Let's go to the next. All right, the next one was Queso. So Queso I covered. It did 1.4 million views. And if you want to guess how much that is, I'm going to go to the short for Queso. And I think you guys will find something interesting here once we go through the analytics. But this is the video that I created for him. If you're not familiar with Queso, he's one of the top gaming streamers that's on the platform. The dude is super consistent when it comes to uploads. And I wouldn't be surprised if he makes like $1 million a month. It's insane. So that is that. I'm going to go back into it. All right. Oh, Queso, this was the first video, and I posted this to the community tab. And I wanted to show it because, again, the consistency of me posting every day, I think at a certain point, YouTube started to understand the audience that was best catered for this type of content. So this is the first short that I had ever seen that hit 1 million views under 24 hours. So I posted this on the community tab, and I think it just goes to show the more that you post and that you're able to understand the data that's coming back to you from the shorts that you're posting, you can really get more of a path on what you should do and what your audience enjoys. So let's see. All right, here's the revenue tab. Now for this one, again, if you notice when it comes to the RPM, this is 17 cents for every 1,000 views. I'm sure you could probably guess why now if you've been watching the past few shorts. And then the engaged views, again, that's cut in half. 674,000 is what I got paid off of. So I'll go into the geographies. Again, I kept seeing this pattern, so I'm pretty certain this is why. The US is about 30% spread. In India, it was about 18.5%. The Philippines, and then UK and Canada. So you can draw from that what you want to, but I did want to show that information. It said $250. That actually might be right. I don't remember what this was. 113. $113.42. And again, the burnt peanut short that I just showed you guys earlier, let me go back to it. This made $156 and it only got it got 1.2 million views. This one got 1.4 million views and it made $113. So you can see how if you have a higher RPM, depending on the niche or the type of content that you post, that it could really make a big difference when it comes to the view counts. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Let me go back here because you guys do have some comments in here that I want to go through. I don't even know if they come up here. You said, can I do a short about the net worth of Gary's Mod YouTuber? I'm not sure. I have to look into it. Keisha, what's going on, Keish? Love how you had the visual analytics breakdown. I appreciate that. Yeah, I spent like an hour last night just pulling this into a PowerPoint. Appreciate that. All right, let me pull this up because you guys do have some questions here. All right. Legacy asks, what's your average engagement rate? If you guys aren't familiar with what engagement rate is, I'll show it more toward the end when I go into the analytics. But Legacy is talking about how long somebody watched the short. And the engagement rate, I would say my average is like 90 or 95%. But I will say this, I've been watching some, I guess you could say, YouTube educators when it comes to like ideal engagement rate or ideal swipe rate. And there really isn't an ideal swipe rate. Like yours is going to be personalized to you. And you really should be looking at what your engagement rate is or swipe rate in comparison to other shorts that you've produced. That's the only thing that's going to give you an idea if it's overperforming or underperforming. Like, for example, I posted a short yesterday that's a different format, and the view versus swipe rate, which means that somebody actually watched the short versus just swiping away, was extremely low. It was like 60%, where typically mine are 70% plus, and that video still got 250,000 views, and I think it's still getting views now. So it kind of goes to show you, I don't really know the importance that you have to hold to that. Obviously, you want to try to have the highest engagement rate and the highest view versus swipe, but I don't think it's the end all be all. I guess 2,400, 2,600. Are you talking about total? We'll see. If you're talking about total, we'll see at the end. I don't know if you're talking about the last short, but if you're talking about total, yeah, we'll see at the end. Ooh, he said it's kind of crazy. Yeah, when it comes to YouTube shorts themselves, or when it comes to some of these creators and what they're pulling, it is kind of wild. So the long format video, what about the long format video that got 440,000? I'll tell you what, I mean, we can go through that. Like I said, if you guys do want an extended Q&A, then if you send any super chats, it'll fill up this bar here. And if you unlock that 30-minute Q&A, we can go through all of that information. You just watched 3 ads. Oh my God, I'm doing 180s. I have no control over it. YouTube just plugs them in there. 250. That was pretty close. And you said $113 is crazy. You think it's crazy in a good way, or you think it's like crazy low? All right. Do you need a thumbnail designer? No, I don't need a thumbnail designer. I appreciate it though. Remember me, Optimus. Do I? I don't know. Maybe. You might have to spark my memory. Total of 20 million views. Yeah. Oh, for the total. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right, bet. Let's go back into the, let's finish these off. So the next one, my 8 to 10, this was Corey Kenshin, and this was actually, oh crap, my fault. Corey Kenshin, and this was actually a recommendation from somebody. When I first started, and uploaded maybe my first one or two. Somebody dropped in the chat and they recommended Corey Kenshin. I'm familiar with him. Just wasn't somebody that I was thinking about covering, and I did, and it happened to pay off. So 1.7 million views. It netted over 780 subscribers. And if you want to go ahead and drop your predictions in the chat, or if you're watching a replay, drop it in the comment section, and we'll dig into the stats here. All right, so for Corey's video, now again, this one, if you've been paying attention, you'll see what's going to happen when it comes to the geographies. You probably already know what it looks like, but this RPM was on the higher end. It was 27 cents for every 1,000 engaged views. Now, since it got 1.7 million, cut it in half. 874,000, that's what I got paid off of. So that math would be 27 cents. And you multiply that by 87 or something. I can't think right now. Anyway, that's the math. Next. Oh, I mean, see that. So as you probably understood, this one was widespread in the US and not really anywhere else. So 56% US based, and then the rest of the countries down here, you have India, UK, Canada, Philippines, and it really didn't spread to those countries. So that's why it's a higher RPM of 27 cents. So because of that, I don't know how to do this. This particular short made $235.21. Now, look, if I break this down by an hourly rate, it took me, I'll say the average it takes me of 2 hours to create this short and upload it. This is over $100, like $117 an hour if you break it down that way. So I think it's extremely worth it if you want to look at creating YouTube shorts or understanding how to put out shorts that could get traction. So that's Corey Kenshin. Let's see. All right, go to the next. All right, this video was insane. So this is Nick DeGiovanni. I hadn't heard of him before. I saw his channel and saw that it was doing views, and I saw that he did a lot of collabs with Mr. Beast, and he came out of MasterChef. And so I covered his channel in one of my shorts. So this one got 4 million views. It pulled in 2,300 subscribers. So leave your predictions. I actually don't think that I showed the last video. No, I didn't. Oh, that's Corey. Okay. This is Nick's short, and it got 105,000 likes, 312 comments. I think one of the things that made this short perform well, aside from his name itself, but he takes very clean footage. Like the first frame is extremely clean. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This shot right here is such a clean image, and I think that it helped within the first couple of seconds once somebody swiped to this short for them to stick around. So it performed extremely well. Let's go back here and get into the analytics and see. Okay, now this is another one. Again, snowball effect. The more that I posted these shorts, I started to see that the view counts started to come in at a very fast rate. This is another short that within 24 hours hit 1 million views. And it actually hit it faster than the last one that I did. The last one I did was like 23 hours is when it hit 1 mil. This one I was watching in 21 hours, it hit 1 mil. So I just wanted to show that for anybody who might be considering making shorts, or if you are a YouTuber or content creator, I think consistency does pay off if you are continuously feeding YouTube for it to understand your type of content and what audience to deliver it to. All right, so 1 second. Okay, there's the revenue tab. You can see for this one, the RPM, based off of some other ones I've seen, is kind of in the toilet. It's 16 cents. Sure, you know why. But we look at the engaged views, so it cuts it in half. Again, I got paid off of 2 million, even though it got 4 million overall views. This is what I got paid on. As we look at the geographies, this was like an even split between the US and India. And then underneath that, you have the UK, Philippines, and Canada's here behind my my camera. But again, this just goes to show, I think that the most influential factor that's going to determine what your RPM is the audience base it goes to. And then this particular short, I got overall 4 million views. I got paid on 2 million of those. It's $311.18. Let's see. Why are the engaged views half of the total views? I did want to answer that question. Legacy, the engage, I'm not sure. Before YouTube did this update last year where they split the view counts out from engaged views to total views, it didn't change anything, but I'll just give you an example. Before, YouTube would pay you on all the views that you got, but the RPMs were a lot less. So for example, let's say that you got 1 million views on a short, you would get paid 5 cents for every 1,000 views, and they would use all those views to pay you out. When they broke out the view counts from engaged views, aside from total views, what they did was they doubled the RPM. So they make it 10 cents, but instead of paying you on 1 million views, they pay you on 500,000. So it's the exact same. I feel like YouTube probably did this for, I don't know, some type of revenue sharing reason that would help their analytics. I don't know exactly. But it didn't change how much money you were actually making. So hopefully that helps answer your question, but I'm not sure. Gonna be a lot. Yeah, you said Nick's gonna be a lot. Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty good. All right. So this was Nick. And then the final one, and as of right now, my most viewed short, this is The Outdoor Boys. I don't know if you watch any of their content. I've watched quite a bit of it. This dude's pretty amazing. Like, the stuff that he does is unreal. But Outdoor Boys, this short got 4.4 million views, and it netted me 1,700 subscribers. And this is the short that I created for them. Now, I think for the Outdoor Boys, the reason why I think that this did well is the first shot, the scenery, as you saw that he was in the mountains and the snow. I just think that that was really eye-catching. So if I had to guess, that's like one of the reasons why this short performed really well. And it's a lot of the scenery and the B-roll too. So it got 104,000 likes and 341 comments. So that's the Outdoor Boys. Now let's go into the analytics and see. So here, the RPM was 21 cents, which for me, that's pretty good based off of all of the other shorts. 21 cents per 1,000 views. Again, it's cut in half, the engaged views. So I got paid on 2.1 million, even though the short got 4.4 million. So that's what that was. Here for the geographies, again, you look at the United States, the audience spread was close to 40% in the US, about 10% in India, and then you have UK, Canada, Germany. Based off of all of the charts that we went through, I would say the highest paying countries is going to be US, UK, Canada, and then beyond that, it's probably going to drag the RPM down, to be honest. So that is that. Now this short, it made me $442.82. And like I said, it took me probably a couple hours to produce this. I know for me, I kind of had a template that I'm going based off of, just because my interest is, I love watching YouTube. But aside from that, I love treating it as a business. And I know people do certain things in their videos for retention editing and all type of stuff. And so I notice all of that whenever I watch YouTube content. So that's why I kind of took the channel in the direction that I did. But that is the final short that I wanted to go through. So let's let me back out of here really quick. Turn this back on. All right, I'll go through some of your questions, and then I also just give me a second to open up my YouTube analytics, because I want to go through exactly how much that I made for 30 days of posting shorts. So let me just get in here real quick, and then I will get to some of your comments. All right, boom. Boom. Let me just set this up really quickly. Yes, I want that. And all right, just so you all know, the 30-day window, it's actually, I think I extended it like a day or two just because it made the numbers look better. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I started on February 3rd and then I'm ending it on March 6th. So that's gonna be what we review here in a little bit. All right. 55, okay. All right, Def. You said, so did you make more money before the engaged views came or after? To be honest, it was pretty much the exact same. Like I mentioned earlier, it was what YouTube did is doubled your RPM, but paid you on half the views. So it was the exact same. That's what I noticed, at least. All right, Legacy. Say, what do you use to edit? How long did it take you to learn to edit? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been using Premiere. It's probably been a few years now for me to learn. It's ongoing. I never stop learning, but to get kind of like a base of editing probably took me a few months, but that's going to be based on consistency too, like how many videos that you actually upload and practice. If you get more reps in, you're going to learn it a lot faster. I think the tool is pretty intuitive, but I'm still learning every day. Like just yesterday or a couple days ago, I was trying to learn. I don't know if you've ever seen this edit. It's like a color flash. Let me see if I can find it. A lot of creators do this color flash edit. See if I can show you. But I didn't know how to do it. Premiere. So I went into YouTube and then I just went to try to learn how to do it. Let me see, just chatting. It's this edit right here. That green color flash, that red color flash. So that's something that I just went into and I just went and learned how to do it. And I feel like that's something that will happen on a fairly consistent basis. So it's going to be $290. I don't know which one that guess was for, but it's pretty close. So that one made a lot. If you're talking about the if you're talking about the outdoor boys, yeah, that one was up there. It had a pretty good RPM and the view count was pretty good. So what is your swipe rate, and is that the same as the engagement rate? It's actually not. It's kind of confusing inside of YouTube. You would think that the swipe rate is the same as like the engaged views, but it's not. It's kind of confusing. Again, the next stream that I look to run, I'll go into the analytics. So I'll show you the view versus swipe rate. I can show you the average percentage viewed, and you can look into all of that. But yeah, the engaged views does not calculate out the same as the swipe rate, which is kind of weird. Let's see. So who did you learn from to get yourself confidence to start your own channel? That's a good question. Who did I learn from? I don't know. I think it was just because I watch a lot of YouTube, and I would go on and I would watch some podcasts from some YouTubers that I looked up to. They would give certain advice. There are a couple channels that I do follow. I'm lying. So Think Media is one of the main ones that I looked at that taught me or gave a lot of information about editing. It gave a lot of information about different types of equipment that you can use as a content creator. So that's one channel, is Think Media. Another one is vidIQ. vidIQ does weekly channel reviews. So they'll pull up your YouTube channel if you're selected, and they'll give you feedback on your titles and thumbnails and your overall videos themselves, and give you suggestions for improvement. So those are a couple of places that I went, but I just learned about myself that I like creating things, and I like trying to understand the human psyche. All right, bet. So that is all the questions for right now. Let me pause this, and then we'll get into what everybody came here for. Actually, I want to check something real quick. Okay, bet. That's fine. All right. So after the 30 days of posting a YouTube short a day, this is the overall, here we go. This is the overall earnings. I don't know if I can zoom in anymore, but you'll see that it's $2,029.34. I think that some people guessed pretty close to that in the chat. And I'm going to go into the comment section for the post that I put in the community tab to shout out who got the closest there as well. So a little bit over $2,000. That's what it broke down to. At the end of the 30-day challenge, again, I started on February 3rd, and then I ended it on March 6th. So that's what it looked like. Now, I'll go through the graph to show you, again, from posting consistently, if you could see the views graph, or this isn't the views graph, this is the income graph. It started to grow over time, and then this massive hump here was just exponential growth. So I do think that consistency is very important, but even more than that, understanding the data that YouTube is giving back to you when it comes to what the viewers engage with, what they enjoy, and maybe some things that aren't as effective. So like I said, the other stream that I'm planning to run, I can go into all that information about reading analytics and all that type of stuff. But let's kind of break it down a little bit more here. So within the shorts that I ran starting on February 3rd, I made 32 cents the first day, a whopping 32 cents. The next day, $2.08, $3, $2.85. I'll go to some of, I guess, these spikes here. So this day on February 10th, I made $25.88. This next spike, $40.34 on the 18th. Now it started kind of picking up some traction. So I made $55.36 on in one day. Here's a 30, here's a 45, it's a 39. Now, if you guys remember, there were two shorts that I showed you. It was Queso and it was Nick DiGiovanni. Both of those shorts within a 24-hour period, and I want to say they were close to back, got 1 million views within 24 hours. So this spike right here was the most that I made in a day. So I made $346.49 in one day from the shorts. Now I was cranking them out consistently. Toward the end of the challenge, the final week, I tried to push myself. If you notice here, it says 2. So I was posting 2 shorts every day for the final week of the challenge. And I think that paid some dividends because, as you could see, the revenue started to grow, and I just had more of a catalog of shorts that were on my channel that people could go and watch. And I noticed that people would go, let's say they were in the shorts feed, they were scrolling, they came across my short, they enjoyed it. Then they would go to my page and then look through some of the other shorts that I had, and they would watch those. So I think that's where a lot of this came from. But overall, again, I wanted to show what the earning potential is for YouTube Shorts. Obviously, the more views you get, the more money. But I do think it's something that's worthwhile if you are considering creating on YouTube, or if you create on YouTube right now. Maybe you don't leverage shorts as much, and it takes a lot of tests. For me, I did have shorts on my channel before. I just never made and edited a video specifically to be a short. I would clip out things from some of my long form videos and post them, and they never really did that well. But when I was intentional about creating shorts, it did pay off. So that is the overall total earnings for YouTube Shorts that I posted for 30 days. And if y'all have any questions about that, let me know. But yeah, that's mainly what I wanted to cover with y'all. Let me get back in here so I can answer some of your questions. I'm so slow with that. All right, let's crank this back up. Let me check something real quick. Okay, bet. All right, bet. All right, let me see what y'all got. $2,000. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Says, is there any advice to get out of 1K view jail? Not specifically. It'd be hard for me to give advice without seeing the channel and without seeing the shorts themselves. But if you're in 1K, it's likely either the topic itself isn't as interesting, or it may be the view versus swipe rate. Like the swipe rate might be high because here, let me see if I can show this. Actually, let me just go in here. 1 second. I'm pulling this up really quick just to kind of show a trend. I never watch YouTube shorts, so oh, here we go. All right, bet. Okay, let me show y'all this real quick. Pause this music. Okay. Take this off. Hold on. Not that.
He's not careful, this guy.
Okay, not that.
Okay.
Okay.
Rank these 6 foods, but you can't.
We
like that.
snowball the pecker so it gets pushed forward, or we miss.
Hey everybody, come and make some chocolate.
Well, what I'm trying to show is, as you, oh, actually, I don't even have my screen up. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay.
Crinkle cookies with me. It's my mom's recipe. So
Could a 100-pound kettlebell stop a bullet?
This is a good example. This video, when it starts, there's instantly a hook and something that grabs your attention. As he cocks the gun, that sound itself can stop somebody from swiping away, and then he instantly asks a question that could open up some curiosity loop for somebody. Let me get this off the screen so you can see. So this is a good example of why a short performs well, because when somebody's in the shorts feed, they're just swiping. Like, it's literally brain rot.
Did you know if you take?
And so what most people are doing, or why some shorts perform better than others, is because they're just better at grabbing the attention of the person that's swiping to get them to stop. And generally, the first frame of the short and the first sentence, the first few seconds of the short, are extremely important for shorts performance. So hopefully that helps. I'll mute this again. Okay. Chatting, get out of here. You said, how much is CPM? It's different. It's different for every short. What category are your shorts in? I don't even know. I don't know if there's a category for shorts specifically. I would say mine's are, I guess, entertainment. It's not education, but I don't even know if shorts break down to categories specifically to base anything off of that. Big W, appreciate you. What? How much the? I have no. I don't know. Okay, boom. So that is the overall income that I make. I said $2,029.34. Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate you, Lewis. To W YouTuber, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to continue posting, and hopefully some of the ideas that I have that I'll be putting out. I'll be honest, depending on what time this live ends, I might be trying to edit a short and post it before the day is over. So I appreciate those kind words. I'm so bad at running my stream. I'm trying to get this music going to get a vibe. Keep forgetting. Other than that, I probably will hang out for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, we can go back and forth. And then if not, you know, then I'll definitely catch you in the next stream. Now, if you have not, I'll ask you a favor. If you're still here in the stream, if you could like this video, like the video. And if you do enjoy this content, if you're looking for any type of YouTube advice, so I'm not a guru. I'm testing stuff out myself to see what works. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can definitely subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more content like this coming out as well. But yeah, I appreciate it if you like the stream. It will help this video get spread to others that could use this information as well. Half Smile, what's good? I appreciate it. I saw your comment that you might be able to make it depending on how long that the stream is running. So I appreciate you stopping through. I don't know if the soccer practice was for you or if you were dropping somebody off at the soccer practice, but hopefully all of that went well. Let's see. Are you doing YouTube full time? How much time do you spend making content? Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say I'm doing YouTube full time. I just kind of started getting back into my main channel. I had some other side missions that I was trying out that just didn't pan out. So I'm getting back into my main channel. Yeah, ideally I want to be doing this full time. When it comes to how much time do I spend making content, I don't have a structured schedule yet. That's something that I'm working on, but I don't know. When it comes to content, I think the most important thing about getting a video to get attention is the idea. And I spend pretty much all day thinking about different ideas, different things popping in my head. And I watch a lot of YouTube, so I also see other creators and what they're doing. And so all of those things kind of, you know, I guess go into creating content. So how much, oh, you just got here. How much I made? It was $2,029. That's how much that I made for posting YouTube shorts in 30 days. And you actually just reminded me, I did want to go into the community tab. If you guys want to stick around and see who guessed the closest, because I am going to shout them out at the end of the stream. All right, Lewis, I appreciate you for stopping by. Thanks so much. It means a lot. Legacy, is there anything you recommend investing in for YouTube short content? I'll be honest with you, not necessarily when it comes to equipment or software or anything like that. I think all that's going to come, but I would say the best thing that you can invest in is just the creativity, like ideas. Continue thinking about unique ways to maybe cover a certain topic that millions of people may have covered already, but you're unique yourself. The way that you think is unique. And so if you can think of a certain angle or a different angle to approach something from, that's going to be what makes your content stand out. So if I had to say anything, it would be that is the creation, ideation part of it. Okay. All right. It's for you. Team won the scrimmage. Congrats. Congrats. Very nice. All right. Bet. Well, I definitely will be sparking stream again soon. All right, Half Smile, I appreciate you for stopping by. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Hey, Muhammad, it said, yo, bro, can you do a video for the Sidemen? I get a request like that, like, a lot. What's up with y'all when y'all be like, you be in my comment section and you'll say, day 3 of requesting this person or day 4 of requesting this person. Like, stop doing that, because eventually I'm just gonna ban you from my channel. I'm not saying it's you specifically, Muhammad. I'm just more asking a question because I see people do this a lot. I don't take requests. That doesn't mean that I won't cover somebody that you would like to see, or if you commented somebody that I won't cover them, I may still cover them, but it's not gonna be because you requested the person. It's just because it's somebody that got on my radar. So I don't know if I will cover the Sidemen or not. And if it's something that I do cover, it's probably not going to be anytime soon. But I appreciate you stopping by. Half Smile W channel. I appreciate that. Watch the shorts every day. That's crazy. That's crazy for me to hear, but I'm glad that you enjoy the content. Say, can you do YouTuber Dr. Donut? People keep saying Dr. Donut as well. Spamming Dr. Donut. Dr. Donut is hard for me to cover because he doesn't really like post long form videos. He does streams more. So I don't know, possibly, but again, that might be a while. Nah, you're good, Half Smile. It's no worries, man. It's no worries. I will try to get to some of the requests. It's just, if I post a short, sometimes when the comments come in, I get flooded with requests and there's no way that I can cover all of them. But Dr. Donut, since it's a popular one, I may get to it at some point. Muhammad, yeah, sorry, I wasn't coming at you at all, but yeah, I get a lot of comments sometimes, and it would be hard to filter it, but I appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate all of y'all. I think I'm going to run for maybe 2 more minutes. So if there's any like burning questions that you guys have, we can definitely chop it up on those. But yeah, I'll give it about 2 more minutes and then we will probably end here. If you guys have any thoughts, or if you're struggling with anything, well, I guess, let me see who's in here. 7 concurrent viewers. All right, cool. Spam the number 1 in the chat if you actually create on YouTube, or like if you post shorts or if you post content at all. Just type 1 in the chat, just so I know who I'm dealing with here. Mr. Skill Issue Guy, what's up? What's up? I appreciate you hopping in. How's everything going? Any tips for my channel? I would have to look at your channel to give any tips. So I don't have any tips right now. I would say just continue being creative. You said I tried, it didn't work at all. Yeah, I would have to. I would have to actually like look at a channel or what you attempted to see what might be going on. Legacy, I could tell by some of the questions that you asked, Legacy, that you actually are about, YouTube. It sounds like you're kind of a student of the game. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And also, the reason why I'm asking, if anybody in here does create on YouTube, or you desire to create on YouTube, that is the value proposition of my channel. I study successful creators to understand what they're doing and why their videos go viral, and then I share that with my audience. So I just want to be able to help as much as I possibly can, and depending on who's in here and who's like a subscriber or follower of the channel, I'll be able to cater my content more specifically to you. So that's why I asked the spam ones, but Legacy for sure. Vina, really enjoy the content. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. I appreciate you for watching and for stopping into the stream. Half Smile, I appreciate you. Thanks so much again. I'm glad that you were able to stop by, and I'm sure that we'll talk again soon. Okay. The way your walls are cool, I appreciate it. They're just like bare white walls. I just have like a blue light point at them to try to make it look a little bit better. Interesting. All right, we got like 9 or 10 people that's in here. It looks like Legacy is maybe the only person that does create content. Okay, duly noted. So I will be one day. That's why I follow you. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, you know what? Once you do get everything started, let me know. Let me know. All right, bet. All right, cool. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you learned something when it comes to YouTube Shorts pay. And if you are somebody who is looking to create on YouTube, if you have any questions, you can reach out in the channel. I update my community tab pretty frequently. And then on top of that, you know, I do plan to hopefully hold a stream either weekly or bi-weekly. So aside from that, let me turn this off, and then let me try to figure out how to do this clean. Like, oops, that definitely is not it. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I definitely appreciate you, and I will catch you guys in the next stream.